Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace, and I'm joined tonight by none other than Dragon Viper. That's right, we're kind of short on people tonight, but myself and Dragon Viper are just going to hop in here and, kind of handle the duty, so to say, for tonight. So, Dragon Viper, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. Been having a great weekend. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I know my weekend has kind of gone fast, so I kind of know that, when it comes down to it, the weekend's going to be over after tonight, and then guess where it's in? And then it's right back to work again tomorrow. So it's gone really, really fast. But as everybody knows, the one thing that we do on Between the Ropes is we sit here and we break down Raw and SmackDown. And so tonight you're going to only be hearing from the two of us, and we all know what it's like with Dragon Viper when he comes out here and talks about his wrestling matches and wrestlers he likes and everything else. We know that it ends up not being very well, but we got to give him a shot tonight because of the simple fact that it's just us two. So with that, Dragon Viper, go ahead and let's kick off Monday Night Raw. So you tell me, what was that first Monday Night Raw match?
The first Monday Night Raw match was AJ Styles versus Elias, with the winner being Styles by disqualification.
Yeah, and so let me ask you this. Did this surprise you at all?
By Styles winning or by it being a disqualification?
By Styles winning in general. And I really don't think it should have surprised you.
It didn't surprise me at all. I enjoyed the fact Styles won, so yeah, no surprise at all.
Absolutely. Okay, so maybe it surprised you a little bit that it ended in a disqualification, but I think the thing is now, I don't know if you heard the rumor for like the longest time why at the very beginning when AJ Styles and Omos won the tag team titles, why they actually missed the first couple weeks after Mania. And that was because, it was weird because they're like, we don't have anything for them. And I'm like, wait, what? You don't have anything for them? They're the tag team champions. How do you not have anything for them? I don't understand that one. That one to me was just completely strange to come out and say that. But overall, tell me, what was your thoughts on this match overall?
Well, I thought it was a good match. Well, I want to say between an okay and good match. I think the only reason why it was a better match than okay was because AJ Styles was in there.
Mm-hmm.
The match itself, it was okay. I liked AJ Styles with all his moves that he does. I didn't like the fact that it ended in a disqualification because, I would have liked to see a clean victory there. But overall, it was okay.
All right, well, let me give a shout out to Mr. Isaiah here. How's it going, Isaiah? I hope you're having a great night. And then, of course, we have Imi who's watching the show. And then we have also a shout out to Mr. Brandon Herrera saying, hello, how's it going? And Isaiah J-Mac is actually not on here tonight. He's not really a big wrestling guy. If you do the throwback to the 90s, he could do it, but he's not really the current guy that can hop on here and talk about it now. And so Brandon Herrera is actually leaving a comment too saying, hey, is that Vigo? So all right. So overall, we can talk about this first match and we can talk about how great or not so great the first match was. I liked it. I thought it was good. I do want to see Omos in action again. I want to see it. I'm really curious where do you think, or I should say, who do you think they're going to end up defending the tag team titles against?
Oh, that's a good question. There really isn't, a good tag team. I mean, I saw a deal today where they were surprised that they had Almost and AJ face against Elias. Well, have those two face each other, but they see Almost and Elias, or Almost and AJ and Elias and Riker, both guys being heels, which I didn't understand AJ and Almost being, but I honestly don't know. They're really, really thin on tag teams. And Brandon,
RK Bro. It's going to be the RK Bro.
I'm going to have to say, I'm going to admit something. Whether I like it or not, they are a tag team.
They are.
Randy Orton and Riddle are a tag team, whether I like it or not. I could see them, defending titles against them, but the tag team division right now is real, real thin. So it's hard to even guess who they're going to face against.
And I'm going to answer this question really quick because Imy's throwing it out there and saying Jimmy and Jay. Now, keep in mind that they're on SmackDown. So they cannot compete against AJ Styles and Almost for the tag team titles unless they end up having, because I think around this time they'll end up doing the draft again. If I do believe the draft will be coming up here soon, it should be, because they usually have it right after Mania. So that draft will be coming up, and then we'll see that whole mixture of superstars again, and where people are going to end up at this point, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. But going into that, back to that first match here for a second, like we were talking about, we go ahead and we talk about that phenomenal AJ Styles. You know why? Because he is phenomenal. That's why he's called phenomenal AJ Styles. We love the guy. Great match. Didn't really like the ending because of the disqualification. I wish it would have ended just a little bit better than that. But anyways, Dragon Viper, let's jump into that second match of the night.
Second match of the night was Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak, with the winner being Garza.
Angel Garza. So this is the thing about Angel Garza, because I don't know if you remember when he first made his debut, when he first came out, they talked about giving him a little bit of a push. Okay, like that was the rumors at first. They wanted to give Angel Garza that push, and then they brought him back down, and they didn't give him the push. And now he kind of like went off for a little while, and you didn't see him. And then now he's back again, and you have him against Gulak, which, if you remember, though, that I thought originally it came out that Gulak had actually left the company, and then he came back. So
he did.
That was kind of weird. He left, and then he came back, and now we're seeing him again, and now we're seeing Angel Garza against him. Angel Garza is actually talented. Okay, I like his in-ring skills. Drew Gulak is talented too. The match overall was good. Angel Garza winning the match, it did not actually surprise me, because I know for the longest time that WWE was high on Angel Garza. So now it just makes me wonder if they're going to finally give him that push that they were talking about before. But Dragon Viper, this is on to you now.
I don't know. I'm not real high on either one of them. Gulak is a good, technical mat wrestler. Angel Garza is kind of a high flyer, but I'm not really impressed on either one of them right now.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Well, but yeah, the match it was okay, but I don't know what the point was between those. Having that match, except to put them on TV. I don't have much for that one.
Well, they have fillers, okay? They have the filler matches that they have to put in there, and then when you think about it, they still have to give individual pushes, and so they try and find those perfect rivalries that they can do. And is Gulak and Angel Garza a good rivalry at this point? Well, it's going to be a wait and see. I think that they have good chemistry in the ring, and I think it could be, but this is definitely going to be a wait and see game.
Yeah, but I think what would make a great, feud is if something comes out of it. I mean, if you're,
it could,
especially when you're not even real a high carder, not even really a mid carder. I consider them low carded, low carder wrestlers. Nothing's coming out of this except time filler and all that. So,
all right. Well, sounds like you didn't really like the match much. So let's go ahead and jump into that next match of the night.
Next match was Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton, with the winner being Kingston.
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting how this is going. And I don't know if it was you that had mentioned this or if it was Sarge or somebody had mentioned that they thought that Matt Riddle would end up turning on Randy Orton. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think right now what you're starting to see is that you're going to end up seeing Matt Riddle actually turn heel because, Randy Orton right now is kind of that heel guy. Randy Orton right now is in one of the best runs of his life. Like, to be perfectly honest, he's on an absolute tear. He's awesome right now. Pairing him up with Riddle was kind of excellent with that comedic kind of thing going on there to where you finally see Matt Riddle kind of lose it on Xavier Woods, and kind of shove him. So I think that that's where you're kind of starting to see it to where Matt Riddle might have that little bit of a heel turn coming to him. And I think that this feud against the New Day, I think, is going to be ongoing for a while. And this is where it might come into play to where you might see the winner of this is going to be the number one contenders against none other than who, AJ Styles and Omos.
Yeah. And no, I was agreeing with you. Again, it goes to what I said, with the first match, they're starting to throw people together, and again, sadly, Orton and Riddle are a tag team. Maybe they have a chance at the tag titles. And I agree with you that it looks like they're trying to turn Riddle, heel because they've already teamed him up with Orton. Orton's a great heel. And the New Day, they're face. They're going to remain a face. I don't see them turning heel or even turning against each other. But I do see those two actually, Orton and Riddle being a heel team, going for those tag titles.
Definitely.
So
definitely, yeah. I can see that. And I want to give a shout out to call and say hello, good evening. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. And Brandon Herrera saying hello, Rob Wilds, but I didn't even see a message from him, but maybe he's watching. And if he is, then I'm going to give a shout out to him and say hello too. So when it comes to that, yeah, I'm going to definitely say that, one thing about the New Day, and I'll give them props right now, they have had a heck of a run. They are a tag team that they've been there for so long. And the funny thing about it is when I first saw them actually start as a tag team, I didn't really know how long that they were going to last. I saw it and I'm like, oh, this is kind of a dumb gimmick. I don't really know how long it's going to last. And this gimmick has lasted a very, very, very long time. And throughout over the time, we've seen face, we've seen heel, we've seen face again. And we've even seen little glimpses of where we thought that the New Day would even split up, when they battled against the Wyatts. And we thought, okay, maybe that was a time to where Xavier Woods was going to end up turning against against Kofi and Big E when they were a tag team at that point. But it did not end up happening. And so now you have the New Day, which I'm agreeing with you on that. I don't think that the New Day is going to turn heel. I don't think they are. I think that they're going to stay face. Matt Riddle and Randy Orton, the RK Bro, those guys are going to turn heel, and these guys are going to battle, and then it's going to end up being the number one contendership in the end. That's how I truly feel.
I mean, they had other tag teams, but they keep splitting them up. So,
they're
definitely running out.
Well, correct, because you had Sheamus and Cesaro as the Bar. That was an excellent tag team.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that tag team was really, really good. We are the Bar. Yeah, that was awesome. The Hardy Bros, that one didn't really work out well. They tried it. It didn't pan out. But maybe this RK Bro is going to pan out better than we're thinking. So, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Who says we could be wrong? We never know where it's going to go to. But
well, and look at it this way. I mean, Jeff Hardy, is kind of past his prime. When you're looking at Orton, Orton's right there, right up there, still doing it, still doing great.
But Orton's not a spring chicken either.
Well, no, but he's still up there in his career.
And, and now keep in mind, though, too, what is the difference between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton over the course of their career? The biggest difference between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton is Jeff Hardy's taken a lot more chances in his career. Mm-hmm. Jeff Hardy has been that guy who's jumped off Titrons, he's jumped off cages, he's done all that. Randy Orton is not that guy that takes all those risks like that. And so Jeff Hardy's body, his body's been battered over time. So Jeff Hardy's starting to slow down because of the risks that he's taken. Randy Orton is that guy that hasn't done that. And so he's able to come out and last a lot longer. Those guys who don't take those risks, their careers go a lot longer than the high flyers and the risk takers like Jeff Hardy. And then you even have guys like Shane McMahon, who's risk takers, who can really only wrestle. You might see him maybe wrestle once or twice a year, if that, because of all the risks that he's taken in his career also. But let's go ahead and let's jump into that next match.
The next match will be Natalya and Tamina versus Baszler and Jax, with the winners being Natalya and Tamina.
So let me tell you this. I feel, and I'm completely happy, that Tamina's finally getting a run with some kind of championship. She has rightfully earned it. Her and Natalya, I think that they're a perfect tag team at this point. And the reason why I say that they're a perfect tag team is because they're right around. Tamina's older. Natalya's a little bit older in her career too. So I think eventually you might see them both be like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to call it a career. And what would be better for them than holding the tag team titles together? And then once they lose them, they end up being like, okay, it's time to call it a career. But I'm just glad that they're finally giving Tamina Snuka a title run. I've said it forever. Now, is it the women's championship? No. But at least they're giving her the tag team titles. At some point, I really wish that Tamina would be able to win that women's tag team championship before she retired. Do I see it happening? No, I don't think it's going to happen, but I really wish it would.
You overall, mean women's title?
Yeah, sorry, the women's title. That's what I meant. But overall, this match, I mean, it was decent. It wasn't fantastic because you have Nia and Shayna in the match who botches the most out of anybody I've ever seen. So you have botch and botch. But anyways, Dragon Viper, you go ahead and tell me your thoughts on this match.
Well, I thought it was an okay match as well. I mean, I'm to the point that they really need to split Jax and Baszler up. Again, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. They are single stars. They're not pretty good as a tag team. I'm real happy that Natalya and Tamina are tag champs. They've earned it. They deserve it. I even saw Bret Hart make I think it was Bret Hart
Mhm.
and it's amazing that they are. I actually am kind of wondering about, because what distracted and helped Natalia and Tamina win is when the ring post caught fire, shot at fire
Because of Alexa Bliss, yes.
because of Alexa Bliss, and got Reginald. So I think he's going to be out for a little bit. But I'm wondering if Alexa and whoever's going to be the human version of her doll is going to try for those tag titles. So and Alexa Bliss was upset that Tamina and Natalia walked off while she was talking to him. So we'll see.
I was going to say that was actually the one thing that I was going to agree with you on. It makes me wonder exactly who Alexa Bliss is targeting at this point. Who is she going after? But I think that in the end she's going to end up going after those women's tag team championships. I truly think that that's what she's going after. When you look at it in the end, I really think that that's what it is. With Lily, it's going to be Alexa Bliss, and Lily is going to be her tag team partner. Because I don't think, however, unless you did read the rumor and the speculation that Sasha Banks did want to team up with Alexa Bliss, and so maybe at some point we might see Sasha, come over on Raw and join up with Alexa Bliss.
That's the rumor I saw, and then a Twitter that said something about "show me the dark side" or something. So I'm thinking that that's a good indication that Sasha's going to Raw to be, Lily. So
very well possible, but it's going to be, for right now, I'm going to stick with my original thing of Alexa Bliss and Lily being those women's tag team champions, because I think that's where it's coming. And I know I'm saying Nikki Cross, but I don't think so, because that's already been there. It's done. You're not going to see him as the tag team again. But Dragon Viper, let's go ahead and jump into that next match.
Next match was Sheamus versus Ricochet, the winner being Sheamus.
Boy, what a match. Okay, you want to talk about a heck of a match. This was probably one of the matches of the night. And I'll tell you what, it feels good to see Ricochet back in that ring again. I love every time Ricochet is in there. He's so talented, and him and Sheamus can put on a phenomenal match. And you want to talk about a phenomenal match? This was it. This, to me, was probably, I considered it the match of the night because of how good Ricochet is, how good Sheamus is. At one point, though, I will say, when Sheamus came down and was holding his knee, I thought at first it was like a legitimate injury. I thought it was. But then once I saw him come up and he started doing his moves and stuff again, I'm like, okay, it's not a legitimate, it's just a work. It's just part of the match. But I thought it could have been because of the way his knee hit and everything. Excited. Ricochet put on a heck of a show. Sheamus put on a heck of a show. I just wish Ricochet would have won the match so we could have been like, okay, Ricochet is the true number one contender. However, I do think that Ricochet's still going to be that number one contender, and he's going to end up facing Sheamus for that United States Championship, and I think Ricochet is going to end up winning it. Dragon Viper, what do you think?
Oh, I agree. I see it too. I mean, it was my second favorite match of the night. It was that great. I loved it. And Ricochet, I agree with you on that. I'm glad to see him back in the ring. They're finally giving him a storyline and someone to work with. So I'm really happy for him for that. I like Sheamus too. So I would have picked either one to win. But I mean, I had a feeling Sheamus was going to win it, but on the other hand, I was kind of hoping just to cement himself into having more of a storyline to go for that U.S. title. So, yeah, amazing match. I loved it.
I think you're going to see this for a while, though. I think
hope
that
so. It was good.
yeah, because it's kind of like when Sheamus was going up against McIntyre, when he was going up against Cesaro. You're like, man, these were awesome matches, and you could see it every night. And now we have another one to where I'm like, Sheamus and Ricochet, awesome. It's so great. So I'm waiting to see this. I want to see it again. Fantastic. My match of the night. You said it's your second best. If this was your second best match, then I don't know what's going to be your favorite one. But this was by far, to me, the best match of the night. But let's go ahead and jump into that next match there, Dragon Viper.
Well, the next match isn't my favorite. Not at all. Asuka versus Charlotte. The winner being Asuka.
Asuka. And you know why? Because of the whole distraction thing again of Rhea Ripley. You see it at this point in time where Charlotte is too focused on Rhea Ripley instead of being focused on her opponent and Asuka. We can see where this is going. You see where this is going, right? So you're going to end up seeing another triple threat match. And I think, again, you're going to see Charlotte Flair end up winning the title again. And it's going to end up being a 14 time, because I think at this point in time where they're leaning towards. They're trying to get this to where Charlotte Flair is going to break her dad's record. And she's going to end up breaking it a lot quicker than her dad ever did. Overall, though, I will tell you, this match was also really good. And why? Because Charlotte Flair has talent and Asuka has talent. When you put these two divas in the ring, they're good, and they can put on a heck of a match. Yeah, throw in Rhea Ripley, it even makes it that much better. Rhea Ripley, to me, so far, has actually kind of shocked me in a way. I think that it's going to be Rhea Ripley's title for at least a little while, though. I think it's going to be there for a while. I was okay with Asuka winning this. I really was. Charlotte, she's the opportunity. She's there. She's going to get it again. But Dragon Viper, you go ahead and tell me, what was your thoughts on this match?
I thought it was a really good match. I agree. They, as much as it pains me to say it, Charlotte has talent. Asuka has talent. They both have really good talent. But I'm glad to see Asuka lose another match, whether if it was with a distraction or not. I enjoy seeing Charlotte lose. So I was glad to see Asuka win. Real good match. Not my favorite, but real good match.
All right, so we have some comments rolling in out here. Let's see. So Amy was talking about the Sheamus and Ricochet match. She also said it was a great match. I'm going to throw a shout out to David Sparza saying, thank you for sharing. Of course, brother. Anytime. We really appreciate the shares. And then, of course, you have Brandon Herrera who's saying, of course, your favorite match was the Randy Orton match. Duh. And, of course, it is, because anytime you have the RK Bro, you absolutely love the RK Bro. You love it. But we're not talking about the RK Bro. We're talking about Charlotte and Asuka right now and Rhea Ripley. So let me ask you this. Do you think that this whole thing with Charlotte and Asuka is going to end up being a triple threat match again with Rhea Ripley?
Absolutely, because you're seeing, Asuka win, and of course you're going to see Charlotte continue to whine the management, and so they're going to put them up in another triple threat match. They're going to say Asuka, is doing well with her wins. She gets a title match, and then here comes Charlotte whining again to get into another triple threat. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, you got to think, though, she has a point, though, because she didn't actually lose. She didn't actually get pinned. So she actually had that point when she went in there and said, I'm not the one who got pinned, so I rightfully deserve another title match. And she's true. It's completely correct. She does deserve that other title match. But I know you're going to disagree with that, and that's okay. We know how that is. All right,
It is me.
It is you. It is you. You disagree on a lot of things. You don't like a lot of matches. You don't like a lot of wrestlers. I get it. All right, so Dragon Viper, what is next?
The next match was Damian Priest versus John Morrison in a lumberjack match that were not zombies.
And you said this was your favorite match of the night.
Yes, this was my favorite match of the night. And Damian Priest won.
And tell me, why was this your favorite match of the night?
Well, because I like Damian Priest. I like his wrestling abilities. And the same with Morrison. I really like Morrison. I like his wrestling abilities. And with The Miz gone, he's able to shine, his abilities more. He's not. I think he's overshadowed from The Miz that he's not able to do much. So I'm glad to see that with The Miz gone, he's able to do more in the ring and be on TV more. But yeah, it was my favorite match of the night because it's both of them, and I like both of them. So, and there was no zombies, so that was another good reason why it was a good match.
So Brandon Herrera is also wanting to know there, Dragon Viper, is Flair whiny comparable to your whiny about a trivia loss? And you know what? Might be close. It might be really, really close. But you know what? I'm not saying that this match was horrible because it wasn't. It was a good match. But I think that Sheamus and Ricochet topped it just a little bit. Just a little bit. It topped it. Now, do I think that this Damian Priest and Morrison rivalry kind of thing is going to go on, or should we say Johnny Drip Drip is going to go on more? It very well could, because they do work well together, and we know that The Miz is going to be out for a long time because of the torn ACL. When he comes back, I don't know. It could be 7 months, it could be 8, it could be 9. It could be all the way up to a year at this point. So they're going to have to find something for Johnny Drip Drip to do. Now, the thing is to keep in mind with John Morrison is that most of his career, he's been in a tag team. He's never really been a huge individual guy, because you got to think he was with Eminem before when it was him and Mercury. He was that individual for a little while, but most of his career, he was the tag team guy.
In WWE.
Yes, in WWE. But I'm saying that's how they use them in WWE is tag team. So I think in the end, you're going to end up seeing him go with another guy and tagging and teaming up with somebody else again.
I hope not. He's a lot better in as a
He's talented.
Wrestler. He's
Morrison
very
is
talented.
Super talented.
I've never seen anybody else do what he can do. So he is very talented.
If you remember too, before Morrison actually got released and left WWE, when the Royal Rumbles were there, he did all the stuff that Kofi is doing on all the weird eliminations and saving himself without getting eliminated. That's the stuff that Morrison used to be that guy. You used to see him find funky ways for him not to get eliminated, and then he left, and the Kofi came in and started doing that. And Brandon Herrera saying Morrison and Goldberg, no, don't be bringing up Goldberg. Gosh dang it, you're going to ruin my night with the Goldberg stuff. It was so close on one night for somebody not bringing up Goldberg, and they just did it.
Brandon.
And call them the Gold Drip. No, gosh dang it, my night was so close not to hearing about Goldberg. And it's there, and you said it again, and now I'm, man, Goldberg, no. All right, well, let's jump into that next.
Well, before I get to the next match, I just want to say, and The Miz being injured is confirmed. So
yes,
just want I just want to throw that out there. It is confirmed he is hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we just don't know yet if it's a full or a partial. That's the only thing that we don't know at this point. But
anyway, moving on. And the last one was the main event, and it was an Lashley Open Challenge versus Kofi Kingston, with the winner being Kingston, non-title.
Absolutely. This made my day. And I'll tell you what was so funny about it. I kind of saw that coming in a way. I really did. And Isaiah is throwing a question out there saying, y'all think that Brock Lesnar will actually sign somewhere or retire? Brock Lesnar will sign. Now that you're seeing that live audiences are going to be coming back to WWE in July, Brock Lesnar will be back. He is coming back. Brock Lesnar is that guy. He's going to be that draw. So they're going to bring him back to get the fans back again because of how things have been going currently in WWE. You know that Brock Lesnar is going to come back. He's going to either beat Lashley or he's taking out Reigns. Now, the interesting thing is Lesnar's not really a SmackDown guy, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because Lesnar wants to be on the main attraction, which is technically Monday Night Raw. That's the main show. So if Lesnar comes back, you're going to see him on Monday Night Raw.
Well, there was also an interview where it was mentioned that Lesnar didn't want to come back because of no fans. But now that in July they're going to start having fans again,
he's going to be back.
He'll be back.
Absolutely. And you know why? Because the beast is back because he eats, sleeps, conquers, repeat. That's what he does. He's going to take some people to Suplex City, and we're waiting to see it. He right now is the only guy at this current point in time that can save Monday Night Raw. They need a savior, and Lesnar's that guy.
Anyway, back to this match.
Go ahead.
No, it was an okay match. I think they should have moved some matches around on Raw, and because this I didn't think was an actual main event match. It wasn't as exciting or anything like that. So, and the only reason why I think Kofi won was because it was non-title. Now, if the title was on the line, Lashley would have won.
Lashley's the champion. They're gonna put him in the main event. More times than not, the champion will be in the main event. The only thing that I found really, really weird about this finals, the whole main event thing and how Lashley lost was because he got hit with a cane in the stomach and chest. So you build Lashley up to be this huge, strong guy. And then McIntyre comes in and hits him with a cane in the chest or stomach or wherever he got him, and he loses. Huh. Interesting. I just thought they could have come up with a better way for him to lose than getting hit with a cane, so to say.
Yeah.
But I like the ending because Kofi won it. So with that, what that means is, does that bring Kofi into the title picture? Does he get a shot in the future? I really hope so. Dragon Viper, don't you shake your head at me. Do not shake your head at me when I talk about Kofi Kingston.
Ugh.
So you can finish telling me what is your thoughts on this.
Oh.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Okay. All right. You got me.
So yes, I did get you. I got you again. You know why? Because when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
No.
That's what it is. My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
I don't
at this point in time. All right. So the main event, we touched on the main event a little bit. I know how you felt about it. You said it wasn't a great match. You didn't understand why it was a main event, but I explained it to you. It's because Lashley's the champion at this point. He's going to more than likely be in the main event. They're trying to build him up. But yet again, when it comes down to it, you're going to see another Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley match again.
Yep.
You're going to see it again.
At Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, you're going to see it. And yet you're going to see a Hell in a Cell match. So
well, it's because he's doing the same thing that Charlotte is.
Yeah, because
he goes and says, "I did not get pinned.
It was
I want another match."
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we can jump over to the Friday night SmackDown side. So let's go to SmackDown Live. Let's hit the first match of the night on Friday night SmackDown.
All right, first match of the night was a six-woman tag match: Belair, Natalya, and Tamina versus Bayley, Baszler, and Jax. with the winners being Bailey, Jax, and Baszler.
Yeah, because Baszler got to lock in her whole submission thing again, and Bailey thought it was funny, and she started laughing at the end. If you remember, I actually saw this coming. I figured since Baszler and Nia lost on Monday Night Raw, that you'd see them on SmackDown. And Isaiah saying, "Dragon Viper, anybody ever tell you look like a young Triple H?" Isaiah, I think that might be a little bit of an insult to Triple H.
I have a best friend that actually does look like Triple H, so.
Huh. Well, I don't know. That one might be an insult to Triple H because I think Dragon Viper would be okay with saying he looked like a young Triple H at this point in time.
Who knows?
All right. Go ahead and take it away there, Dragon Viper.
Oh, I thought it was okay. I wasn't really big on this match. But of course, I don't really care for Belair. You already know that. Everybody knows I don't care for Belair.
She's the EST. She is the
EST and nothing. Except for her hair. It was what it was. I would have loved to see Natalya and Tamina win it. But I guess they're trying to make Bailey, Baszler, and Jax relevant to hopefully go for the respective titles again. So, and with that win, they might have done it.
You have to, or there was a lot of speculation too that, which very well could end up happening, that you could end up seeing either Nia or Shayna going up against Bianca for the women's title, and then the other one winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. You could see that. You could have one as the champion, the other one as the briefcase holder, and then that's how this whole thing starts happening. The feud, because that the feud between Nia and Shayna is coming at some point.
Yeah,
it's coming. It's just, when is it going to start?
They're going to split them up eventually. And Reggie's probably going to be the main reason besides them losing. So,
good old Reginald. All right, Dragon Viper, let's go ahead and jump into our next match.
What a joke, Reginald. Nakamura versus Corbin, with the winner being Nakamura.
I will say this about Nakamura. We know how talented Nakamura is. I'm just so frustrated with how WWE has underutilized Nakamura. How have they not given this guy a championship?
Well, I guess they didn't.
They have not given him a championship. They have not given him a WWE championship at all. He has not been a world champion. How? Explain this to me, Dragon Viper. How?
I don't know. I can't explain it. I agree. I mean, he came in from the NXT doing really well, and then he started going down that ladder, and he's not even. I mean, he has a lot of talent for what he does, and it makes no sense.
He won the Royal Rumble and then lost at Mania. He didn't even win the title at Mania. It made no freaking sense whatsoever. That was a thing that really got to me. I'm like, what? He's going to lose it? That just didn't make any sense. You have him win the Rumble, but then lose.
Well, they can't make everybody win at WrestleMania when they win the Rumble.
But that's supposed to be the point. That's supposed to be the point, because you're supposed to be giving that person a push. That's just why I'm saying, like, that's the whole point of doing that. But when you look at this match overall, I like the match. It's kind of interesting, though, how they're using the whole crown thing in there. That Nakamura's like, oh, I stole Corbin's crown, so now I'm going to wear it around everywhere. I'm going to wear it when I'm watching a movie. I'm going to wear it when I'm driving. I'm going to wear it. So I think that you're going to see this rivalry going on for a while. It just makes that guy that was with Nakamura, that was playing the guitar.
The guitar player.
Yeah, he distracted him. Yeah, Booze, I think, because he said it's like Boos. I think he called himself Booze.
Boods or something.
Booze. or something like that. So I don't know if the guy's like a wrestler that's gonna actually join Nakamura, if the guy's just a guitarist and he's just there for enjoyment. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. But what do you think of the match?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who that other guy was. No idea. You know, and no, Brandon, he is not overrated.
And Brandon Herrera, you know what happens to people who say that Nakamura is overrated? Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens? You just made the list. That's what happens.
But, you know, no, Nakamura, he does have a lot of talent. He really does. And when he came in, I think it was 2015, 2016, you know, he was at the top of his game in NXT, and he even was at the top coming in. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like they swept him under the rug, and, you know, they made this talented wrestler, you know, go from a top star down to mid card, and that made no sense. So, with this match, I was glad that he won. And I guess we'll find out weeks coming, maybe, of who this guitar player is. So
we'll see. We'll see. All right, Dragon Viper, take us away.
Next match was Dominic Mysterio versus Robert Roode. I don't get it, with Mysterio winning.
You don't get it?
It makes me sick. Sorry.
What is it about it that makes you sick? I'm really curious.
Dominic can't wrestle, and the only way he is doing any kind of move in the ring is he's doing everything his dad does. Other than that, he's terrible. He is terrible in the ring. Him winning just shows that, you know, that he's better than Robert Roode. I don't know. I don't like Dominic. I don't like how you know, he's getting, you know, up there in the ring with now being a tag champ, and I think that's only because they wanted to, you know, make history. But Dominic is terrible in the ring, and the only moves he's got is his dad's. So, and he's not better than Robert Roode. I will put that on record.
He's not better than Dolph Ziggler. Don't say anything. Do not say nothing.
I agree.
I will come.
Ziggler is better than Dominic.
Thank you for saying that, because I was going to say I will flat out come through this camera and I will Cactus Jack your ass if I had to.
No, Dominic is worse than Dolph. Dominic is worse than pretty much almost anybody in the WWE right now, and yet he beat Robert. There has to be a reason behind that besides possibly getting another tag match down the road.
Well, you know that they wanted to make the first father-son duo tag team champions as Mysterio and Dominic. So it would not make any sense for them to start losing the matches now after they just won the belt.
But Dominic's terrible.
Give him time. He is new. Okay, even though I'm still not high on Dominic at this point, you still got to give him time. He's still young. So
you know, give him a few years, then I'll probably change my mind because he'll have experience, but I can't right now. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh, Brandon. Brandon, you just made the list again, my man. You just made that list.
Oh. Hey, Brandon, I have to say that Dolph should be champion. Dominic, no. And you never hear me say that I like
There
Dolph.
You go. Thank you. But overall, this match was actually really, it was joyful. I should say it was joyful. I like Roode. He's talented also, but the one thing that I will say about Roode though, and I feel like they've kind of underutilized him also in a way. I think they could have used him a lot better. But other than that, The match was decent. So Dragon Viper, sorry, I got distracted by a comment on the side there. So Dragon Viper, go ahead and take us away to that next match.
The next match was the main event. It was a 4-way Intercontinental title match between Cruz, Zayn,
Glorious,
and Big E.
Uh-huh.
And the winner was Cruz.
Sorry, Tim Fielder got me going on the glorious. I won't give in. I won't give in. Tell victorious. Root is glorious. Yes.
Yeah.
I missed that entrance. That entrance was so awesome. I missed that one. But going back to this match was probably the match of the night. The Fatal 4-Way. Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, so Dragon Viper, you go ahead and take it away and tell me your thoughts.
I thought it was actually the match of the night. I thought it was amazing. I mean, I don't like Cruz and I don't like Zayn, but all four of them did really well in that ring together. They, did very well. And there were some good spots in that match. And after that match, you would, because of the help of Aleister Black is why Cruz even won that match. And I'm glad that Black is, back on TV, and the way it looks, it may end up being a match between Apollo Crews and Aleister Black for the Intercontinental title. I hope that happens.
That's the one thing that I can truly agree with you on. I'm so glad to see Aleister Black back. And yeah. I did not see Aleister Black actually coming back. I didn't think it was coming. And then once the music hit and he came out, I'm like, really? Aleister Black is here? That's awesome. Because I'm actually a huge Aleister Black fan. I was actually a little disappointed when they broke up Ricochet and Aleister Black. Because I thought that could have been a great tag team. But overall, the Fatal 4-Way, it's awesome. I wish they would actually have more of these, to be perfectly honest. On the Fatal 4-Ways, I love them. Because
more action.
It's more action. There's no disqualifications in these matches, so you just don't know what's going to happen.
But I never saw Aleister even remotely coming into this match whatsoever. So
no, definitely not. And the interesting thing is there was nothing dropped about it. There was nothing out there saying, "Hey, Aleister Black's going to show up on SmackDown, so look out for it. He's coming." No, nobody ended up seeing that coming. But it was cool. I'm glad it happened because I am a fan of Aleister Black, so it's good to see him back.
Yeah, and just maybe he'll get an Intercontinental title match and win it.
Well,
hopefully he deserves it.
Yeah, did you notice though that he still has that whole eye thing going too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he still made that like legit. They kept that whole eye thing going from Buddy Murphy when they did that. So anyway, well, that was the main event of SmackDown. That was Raw. That was SmackDown. We're going to actually save our 3-count topics for next week when everybody's here so we can have more of a discussion of it. So with that, Randy, you have 30 to 45 seconds to say whatever it is you want to say.
I just want to thank everybody for showing up and watching Between the Ropes. Just continue to, follow if you haven't already, and share this video and share other videos from this network. It's an amazing network. We're doing really well, and, hope that we do even better. So just, share and follow and like us. So.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. And I want to thank all of our viewers out there for watching and leaving comments. When you leave comments on a show like this, it definitely helps us keep it going. It really, really does. It keeps the flow of the show going. Besides us just talking about the topics we have between Raw and SmackDown, we're able to look at your comments. We're able to see them. And then we're able to hop on there and be like, let's talk about this comment because this needs to be talked about. So Thank you for all the comments you leave. I hope you enjoyed another episode of Between the Ropes. Now, don't forget tomorrow. We are going to have, let's see, what is tomorrow night? We have Cooking with Jody, and don't forget that we have the Four Bros radio show tomorrow night also. So with that, I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you next Sunday for another episode Between the Ropes. So with that, live long and prosper.